Okay, so once you've done keep, change, change, you're going to do the next step to do that I think is the simplest step to do is the distributive property. So if I'm going to do the distributive property, what the distributive property means is it means that when you have two numbers that are being added together, like two random numbers, it doesn't matter what they are. I'm going to call them B and C. And I multiply all of that by A, some other number. It doesn't matter what these numbers are. That it is the same as that multiplied number times B plus that multiplied number times C. So what it means is when you see numbers in parentheses like that, that you multiply the number outside of the parentheses by all of the terms inside of parentheses. That's really important. A lot of students make the mistake and they only multiply, in this case, they would only multiply the -3 times the 4 and not times the 2x. But if you're doing this correctly, then you're going to take your -3 and you're going to multiply it by 4. So -3 times 4, and that is going to turn into, this is coming from here, into -12. And then I see that in the next equation right there. I can see where it's written. So we're rewriting that. And then the other one that we do is, let's see, I'm going to use, I need to find a better color of orange. And then the other one is -3 times 2x. So that is going to be -3 times 2x. -3 times 2 is -6. So -3 times 2x is going to be -6x. And I see that right there. Now, if I go over to the tiles and I look at that, it doesn't actually mean I need to change any tiles. When I look at these tiles here, these are the ones that it has to do with. So I multiplied 3 times -4, and I got -12. So what that means is I'm just looking at these tiles differently. I was looking at them as 3 sets of -4, but now I am looking at that as, instead of 3 sets of -4, I am just looking at that as like, look, that's 12 negatives in there, and I'm just saying that's -12. And the same thing applies to the negative x. So when you have -3 times 2x, instead of having -3 groups of 2x, I am going to just say, look, I have 6 negative x's altogether. Oh, I'm also noticing I made a mistake up here. This should be -3 times 4, not 4 times -3. So I will go ahead and fix that. So this is -3 times +4, which still equals -12. And that is what the distributive property looks like in tiles. And when you do it in the math problem, like I simplify it and I just see the -12 and the -6 right there.